In this lesson, in this mini lesson, we're going to talk about how to put on our shoulder rest. And I'll say a few words about the shoulder rest itself, what it does. So if you're just starting out on the violin and say you've rented an instrument, you may or may not have gotten one of these things with your instrument. If you haven't, I would recommend highly recommend getting one. This is called a shoulder rest, and what it does is it attaches to the underside of the instrument, and it helps you hold the support the weight of the violin or the fiddle, whatever you call it, with your chin. You want your left hand, the hand that actually plays the notes or fingers the notes, to be able to move freely up and down the neck, and this thing will help you do that. Especially if you have a longer neck, as I do, this thing is a real lifesaver. It can save you from injuries, definitely, from playing injuries over time. And it'll just kind of make your posture a lot more relaxed and sort of improve the ergonomics of your playing situation. So when we get this shoulder rest, most of them look about like this. They're wider on one side than on the other, as you can see here. I'm just going to put this down and sort of show you. One side of the shoulder rest is wider than the other. That side is going to go on the side of the instrument where your chin rest, this thing, is. So let's turn the instrument upside down. So here's my chin rest. You can see the metal mount there that for the chin rest on the back of the instrument. Now we're going to take these feet here on the wide side of the shoulder rest, and we're going to put it on the side of the chin rest. Then we're going to take the other feet here. I think there's another term for these things. I call them feet. And we're just going to kind of slide the feet into place on the opposite side and just kind of give it a gentle sort of slide, give it a gentle push. You don't want to force it too much. It shouldn't feel exactly loose as you're pushing it into place, but at the same time, you shouldn't have to use a whole lot of muscle to get that shoulder rest on. So let's do it again. So put the wide side of the shoulder rest on the side of the instrument where your chin rest is. Guide the feet on the opposite side of the shoulder rest into place on the opposite side of the fiddle, and then give it a little push. You want the feet to be roughly in a line with each other. As you can see, it's roughly in the same part on the opposite side of the fiddle as the other one. So when it comes time to take this thing off, you just do that whole operation in reverse. So I'm just going to kind of give it a little push on the thinner side of the shoulder rest until I can just take the thing off. Oftentimes, you can adjust how far apart these two feet are on your shoulder rest. In this case, there are these tabs that sort of move out of place, and then you can sort of wiggle those feet in or out, depending on what you need to do. Sometimes there's a little thumb screw here, a little screw that you can undo and move the feet into place. There are a lot of variations on this, theme. Different brands have different setups, but it should be pretty easy to figure out at a glance what to do. Sometimes you'll need to adjust these feet higher or lower. You can do that in the case of Kuhn shoulder rests. That's the brand here that I use, that a lot of string players use, by just screwing and unscrewing those feet from the mount down here. If you have an especially long neck, I kind of do, you can get extra long feet. I'm sure they have another word for them. I call them feet. And that'll help you get a little more height on your shoulder rest. I find that very, very helpful. So that's a quick little overview of the shoulder rest, how to put it on, how to take it off. If you have any questions, you can find me at ericonfiddle.com. Again, that's ERIC on fiddle.com. Hope this was informative. Have a good day.